Welcome to the Good Apple Yoga channel. My name's Rachel and I'm the Good Apple. This video is going to be a prenatal slow flow class. Before we dive in, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any new content. Let's get started. Before we go into our prenatal slow flow, I first want to just call out the importance of props in a prenatal yoga class. At the side of my mat, I have some foam blocks as well as a couple different shapes of cork blocks. If you have a bolster at home, I highly recommend that as well. I don't have a bolster. My dog claimed it as her own, so I use a rolled up blanket. It works just the same. For purposes of today's prenatal yoga class, and to keep the mental note of making room for baby, I am actually going to use this under my sweatshirt. I welcome any of you at practicing with me at home. If you are not pregnant, if you are not with baby, use some stuffing. This will help you keep in mind mentally that this is a prenatal class. We do want to recognize that we are practicing for 2 here when we step onto our mat, and keep that with us as we flow through our practice. When you're ready, we can step to the tops of our mat and get started. Coming to the top of your mat, if you want to have 2 blocks in front of you on their tallest side, just ready, maybe about 6 inches in front of your feet and about hips width distance, we're going to come to our standing Tadasana mountain pose. Let's spread the feet wider than you normally would. Reminder, let's make room for this baby. Spread your toes wide, ground down through the feet. Roll the shoulder blades down and back. Your palms can rest open or forwards. Maybe you gently lift your gaze or your chin lifts off of the neck and coming into your breath. Inhale and exhale. I invite you to bring in any micro movements, anywhere you might be holding tension that you need to release as you settle deeper into this Tadasana pose. Any heel drops, any wrist circles, snap, crackle, pops are very normal. With our feet spread wide, let's now bring our hands to our baby, to our belly, and continue our breathing. Couple more rounds of breath work here. With each breath in, filling up, and each breath out, letting go. Beautiful. Let's bring your hands back down to your side. I'm going to face forward so you can see me, but you can remain at the tops of your mats. Just going to take a couple sun breaths in. With a deep breath in, reach the arms all the way up to your sky. Relax the shoulders in. Palms can face towards each other. On the exhale, let's drop the hands back down towards your earth. Flip the palms, inhale, sun breath in, relax the shoulders. Palms come up towards each other. They just about touch, and exhale. We come back down. Inhale, reaching tall. Maybe you gaze up towards your thumbs. This next time, I want you on your exhale to cactus the arms, spread the fingertips wide, drop your head back if that's comfortable, if it feels good. To keep your shoulder blades rolled back, hand comes to your stomach, and just Gentle twist side to side. Keep your hips steady. We're moving from the shoulders and the upper back. Beautiful. Nice breath in. Reach these arms all the way back up. Gather up everything in between, and on your exhale, hands can come to heart center, or they can come down to baby. Chin can come to your chest. Bow to your body. Recognize in this moment, here we are, the two of us on our mats. Take a nice deep breath in. And open mouth exhale. Beautiful. Shake it out, reset. Come back to the tops of your mats if you have moved or traveled. And we're going to take some nice half sun salutations. Deep breath in, sun breath in, reach all the way up to your sky. On the exhale, hinging from the hips, swan dive forward. Bring your hands down to the blocks in front of you. Beautiful. Nice fold here. Inhale, you can bring your hands just above your knees to your thighs. And lengthen out through the spine. Shoulder blades gently hug in towards the spine. And exhale, hands come back to your blocks. You can drop your chin towards your chest or crown of the head, towards your earth, whatever you like here. Inhale. Let's bring our hands back to our thighs. Lengthen out long through the top of the spine. And exhale, fold. Ensure your feet are as wide as they need to be. Gentle bend into the knees. Inhale, reach your arms all the way back up to your sky. And exhale, nice forward fold, hinge at the hips. Hands come back down to your blocks. Nice and slow, gentle movements, moving with the breath. Inhale, hands come to your thighs. Shoulder blades roll away from the ears. And exhale, hands to your blocks. These are our half sun salutations. We'll take 3 more of these at your own pace with your own breath. Moving gently, inhale, reach up tall. And exhale, hinge at the hips, come down to your blocks. Again, moving with your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Hands to your thighs, and exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way back up into your sky, and exhale, hands can come back down to heart center. Beautiful. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Hands can come to heart center on the exhale. Last time, inhale. Sweep the arms, fold forward. On your exhale, hands come to your blocks. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen tall through the spine. And exhale, forward fold. Next breath in, we bend the knees. Bring our arms all the way back up to our sky. Hands can come down to heart center or down to baby. You can rest here for just a moment. Next, we're going to move into 3 rounds of our full sun salutation. So we just did the standing portion. And since we're in a prenatal class, we're again going to take it long and slow with your breath. And we'll be adjusting the typical sun salutation that you know of in a vinyasa class. So resetting if you need to at the top of the mat, you can keep these blocks right there in front of you. Spread the toes wide, ground down through the feet, bend your knees just slightly. Inhale, reach the arms up tall. Exhale, fold, bring your hands to your blocks. Inhale, lengthen, hands to thighs, lengthen out tall through the spine. And exhale, come to your blocks. Using your blocks as support here, you can come down onto your knees, Hands can come down. We're going to come to our tabletop. From our tabletop pose, we're going to take a modified Chaturanga Dandasana low push-up. So from here, we just simply bend into the arms, point the elbows back behind you. Bring your chest down towards the earth. And when you're ready for our upward facing dog variation modification, we'll be taking a cow pose. So belly button drops towards the earth, shoulder blades hug around the spine, tailbone and gaze point to the sky. Beautiful. On the exhale, you can come back to your tabletop pose. Come up onto your knees and step from one foot into a forward fold, hands on the blocks. Inhale, hands to thighs, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold hands to your blocks. Let's end this first round. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to your sky. And exhale, hands come down to center or to baby. Moving through another round of our sun salutation. Inhale, we reach tall, lengthen up, bend through the knees, and exhale, forward fold, hands come to your blocks. Inhale, lengthen tall, remember to make room for baby, and exhale, fold. In this fold, you can come down to your knees, find your way to your tabletop pose. Inhale, bend into the arms, point the elbows back behind you. Lower the chest towards the earth, and then exhale, cow pose. Shoulder blades hug around the spine. Heart shines forward, gaze up towards your sky. Next, let's come back to your tabletop. You can find your way back to your knees. Step from one foot up to the other. Inhale, lengthen up tall through the spine. And exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to your sky, and exhale, hands to center. Last round, inhale, reach tall. Exhale, fold, hands to blocks. Inhale, hands to thighs, shoulder blades hug around the spine, and exhale, fold. Using blocks to support you, come down to your tabletop pose. When you get there, spread the fingertips wide, bend into the arms, point the elbows behind you, chest slowly reaches towards the earth. Inhale, shoulder blades hug around the spine, cow pose. And exhale, tabletop pose. Find your way back to this forward fold, hands to your blocks, stepping your way to where you need. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, hands to thighs, shoulders hug, and forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to your sky. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Beautiful. We're warmed up, we're feeling good in the body. We're gonna move through one round of our Sun Sal B to keep the flow going. Spread your feet back wide if you need to. This time I want you to point your feet just slightly out, heels slightly in. Inhale, reach your arms up tall. On the exhale, you're gonna bend into your knees. This is our modified chair pose. Point the tailbone down, keep the heart lifted. On the exhale, come to your forward fold. Hands come to your blocks. Inhale, lengthen up tall through the spine, nice flat back, and forward fold. Bring your hands to your blocks. Use them as support to come to a half Tadasana up on your shins. Tops of the feet can come to the earth. Open your knees up about as wide as your hips, and if you need any blanket or support underneath your knees here, like so, I'm just going to unroll my blanket a bit and show you this a bit modified. So here we are in our half Tadasana pose. We're going to first step this right foot in between our blocks. If you can bring your hand to your blocks, inhale, lengthen up tall through the spine. And exhale, bend into this right knee. You can open it up even a little bit gently to the side if you'd like to, again, make room for baby. And breathe here for just a moment. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Inhale together. On the exhale, let's bring this right foot back into center, reset the blocks. We'll come down onto our tabletop, take our vinyasa, bend into the arms, elbows point back, chest lowers down to the earth, and then our cow pose, tailbone points up to the earth, heart shines through the arms. Come back to your tabletop and then use your blocks to find your way back up to half Tadasana. This time we step forward with the left foot between the blocks. Hands can come to your blocks if they can reach, otherwise they can rest gently on baby. And then if you'd like, you can toe heel this left foot a little bit wider so you can let your baby sink into this center space. Inhale here. Exhale. Beautiful. Lengthen up tall. Inhale together. And on the exhale, use the blocks. Send this left leg back to meet the right. Hands come down to tabletop pose. Taking our vinyasa chaturanga, point the elbows behind you, chest lowers down. And when you're ready, come to your cow pose, tailbone and gaze point up to the sky. Come back to tabletop. Use your blocks. Step forward into a wide-legged forward fold. Hands can come to your blocks. Inhale, hands to thighs, lengthen up tall through the crown of the head. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up tall, bend the knees. Sweep the arms up all the way. On the exhale, bend the knees, tailbone points down, modified chair pose. Beautiful. Inhale, straighten up through the legs. And exhale, hands come to heart center, hands come down to baby. Take a moment here. Back to our Tadasana resting pose. Note where you might feel the energy flow. Note where you might still feel a little bit of tension. And that's okay. We're here to just recognize and modify and go with what the body needs today. So take 3 more deep, gentle breaths here. Next, we're going to move through a nice standing series on both sides before we come down to the floor to rest. So coming back to the top of your mat, feet can spread wide, hands can come to baby, roll the shoulder blades down and back. Close your eyes, deep breath in, and deep breath out. We're going to start on our right side. So when you're ready, you can shift this weight to this right foot and then step this left foot back. Your feet want to be on train tracks here. We want to give enough room for baby. So in this standing series, there's enough room for you to move through the upper body while staying stable in the lower body. So we're going to take a warrior 1 pose. Nice bend in this front leg. This knee is right over the ankle. This back foot is pivoted down. This heel is in, the toe is pointing out. And again, open this up a little bit wider as needed. With our warrior 1, we square the hips to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up tall, nice, long, and tall through the spine. And deep breath out. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. On the exhale, we're going to open up into warrior two. So this front leg stays exactly where it is. Your torso pivots 90 degrees and your left toe, this back foot, comes parallel with the back of your mat. Arms can come to shoulder height, or you can roll the shoulder blades down and back. Bring your hands just gently underneath baby. Gives you a nice strong support here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, imagining you're opening this knee over that pinky toe. Beautiful. Breath in here. And breath out. On your next inhale, begin to straighten this leg. Arms can come to a T, and we're going to take a triangle pose. Bringing a block to either the inside or the outside of this front foot. Your right hand can come to the top of the block. Send the hips back behind you, stretching through the entire back side of this right leg. You can start by bringing both hands down to the block. Feel the stretch through the low back. And when you're ready, inhale, open up this left arm to the sky. Gentle triangle pose here. Deep breath in and deep breath out. 2 more breaths. When you're ready, you can find a nice gentle bend through this right knee. Arms can come back up to shoulder height. Turn the toes to point forwards. Take a nice wide-legged fold here. Bring your blocks in front of you for support. Send the hips back behind you. Note not to lock into your knees. Inhale, lengthen tall. You can bring your hands to your hips or to baby, and exhale, slowly come back up to standing. You're going to pivot the toes forward, step this right foot up to meet the left, and we're going to take a tree pose. So balancing on this left hand side, you can bring your right toes to slide back to your right heel, and then opening up the toes so the heel meets that left ankle. Imagining this right knee is opening up all the way up to that right side. Hands can come to baby, they can come to prayer, they can come to your hips, whatever you'd like for your tree pose. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, you can release, shake the legs out, come back to the top of your mat, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Shifting the weight into the left leg now, stepping this right leg back into your warrior one. Feet are on train tracks. Right heel comes down, right toes point up. Nice bend into this left knee. Square the hips towards the front of the mat and inhale. Arms can reach up to the sky. Breathe here. Beautiful breathing. Beautiful. Breath in together. On the exhale, we're going to open up into our warrior two. So again, your feet do not need to come perfectly in line. We like a nice wide stance here for our hips and for baby. Hands can come to baby, shoulder blades roll down and back, or you can have them up into full expression to a T. Grounding down through both of your pinky toes. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale. On your next breath in, begin to straighten this left leg. Find your block, bring it to the inside or the outside of this left foot. And we're going to come into our triangle pose. Hands come down to the block. If you'd like to bring this right arm down first to get your lower body stable. Left hand comes to the top of the block. Inhale. Exhale. Rotate that right arm to the sky. Triangle pose. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. Next breath, you can bend into that front leg. Begin to bring the body back up to standing. Beautiful. You're going to rotate your feet forward. Step this right foot up to your left. And we're going to take our tree pose on the opposite side. So spread those right toes wide. Left toes can start at the right toes. Slide the foot back and then open the heel and the knee up like a book. This is your tree pose, and it doesn't need to look or be the same as the first tree pose. Whatever feels right for you in your body in this moment. So find a few breaths here. Deep breath in and deep breath out. You can bring this knee back to center, shake the legs out. We'll take one more flow to come down into our seats. Starting at the top of your mat if you need to reset. Inhale, sweep the arms up tall. Exhale, forward fold, bring them down to your blocks. Inhale, lengthen, hands come to your thighs. And exhale, fold, hands come down to your blocks. Use your blocks to find your way to your tabletop pose. And from tabletop, we'll find a downward facing dog. So curl your toes underneath, send the hips up to the sky. You can widen the legs just a bit here to make room for baby, and just pedal the legs. We'll take 3 breaths here. On your last breath, you'd like to find stillness. Afterwards, you can bend into the knees. Tops of the feet come to the earth. Come to sit back onto your heels. We are in our Savasana hero's pose. And then swing those feet out in front of you, coming down into a seat. At this point, I definitely welcome some blocks or props to come underneath the hips to keep yourself a little bit more elevated. We're going to find a nice Baddha Konasana, a bound angled pose. So bringing the soles of the feet as close together as they can come. You can increase the sensation of this stretch through the hips by bringing the soles of the feet closer towards your glutes. If you'd like here, you can bring some blocks right underneath your knees. You can bring your hands to your knees. You can bring them to your belly or your heart. And just breathe here for a moment. Grounding in, knowing that you are fully supported. You are fully loved. Gentle breaths. As we slowly settle the heartbeat. And just for a moment, we'll take a nice heart opener to help with a lot of the forward weight that the shoulders and the upper back are bearing. So from this seated position, if you'd like to roll the shoulders down and back, your hands will come to maybe tent behind you. Maybe they come to a block or a pillow. What's important here is to shine your heart up to the sky. And you can do so by bringing the shoulder blades in towards the center, towards the spine. And if this is comfortable, you can even drop your head back, lift your chin. You can stretch throat, stretch through the collarbone and the heart, and just breathe. When you're ready, you can lift your chin to your chest. Slowly come back to center. And remove your props, remove your blocks. If there's any final stretches or shapes or poses that are calling for you, calling for both of you in this moment, please do take the time for that. Otherwise, I'm going to welcome you to set up for a final Savasana, a final rest. And in prenatal yoga, our final Savasana is set up a little bit different. In my opinion, it's a little bit more comfortable than just lying flat on the ground. What you'll see I have here is a little tower, but also a support for Savasana. After your 3rd month of pregnancy, you don't want to be laying on your back any longer. So for Savasana, what do? We set up a block tower. The first block in the back is going to be at the highest length, and then the second block might vary depending on how tall you are, but play with different heights. Then on top you can lay a bolster, some pillows, or a rolled up blanket like you see I have here. Take a moment to settle your way onto your tower, your structure, and you should come to a place where your head is still fully supported. And I actually like to bring some blocks underneath my knees as well, just to keep them lifted. Find what works for you. Prenatal Shavasana looks different on everybody. So we'll rest here for just a few more moments. You can bring your hands to baby, your hand to heart, however you'd like to find your rest. Thanks for playing with me in this prenatal slow flow yoga class. I'm honored to hold space with you. The light in me sees the light within you.